I am so glad you are here. Hi, this is Liz from Vegas Books, and I'm talking to you today, Saturday, April 5th, I believe, about runes. This is a divination method that comes from Northern Europe, from the Scandinavian cultures. It's a very delightful system, and it's based on their alphabet. We know about it because when that information was being suppressed and banned, there was a clever fellow who wrote a grammar book that covered this information. He embedded it in the lessons. Wasn't that clever? But the alphabet really does run the gamut of feast and famine, quite frankly. This is a rune of wealth from the beautiful Loki set. This is from Destiny's Creations. Beautiful folks make these. They have black light glowing, I believe. And this is the ice rune. So a time of severity and hardship is what that would symbolize, coming from an extremely northern or extremely southern climate on this planet. Happens to be extremely northern. This is from their collection for the runes from Thor. Every set they make has an identifier, and they're not always Norse. They've definitely run the gamut here. So, for example, they have runes from Hephaestus, just so I can show you what we still have, as well as runes from Hel. So, every one of these is actually a letter. You could write, like if you wanted to keep something fairly secret, you could write a diary by hand with these runes, and you would actually have something that is more secure than many other places and ways of storing information. But the real way these get used is you take the entire alphabet, every single one from a given set, you put them in a box, you shake them up, and you reach in and grab a handful, no peeking, and you throw them. And not only do the letters that show up in your reading matter, but where they are and how they're positioned in relationship to one another matters as well. So you're going to take this beautiful rune here and you're going to look at it, and maybe it's directly over a rune that has almost an opposing meaning. And you've got to decide, is this going to win over that then? Or maybe you're doing a relationship reading and you do your casting and you see one lonely little rune that you think could be you, and the person you're interested in surrounded by all the other runes that you happen to throw. Does that mean that they have friends that are standing between a possible relationship? That maybe you need to win over those people? You can glean all kinds of advice, not only from the alphabet itself, but how the spread works. Now, people have gotten more formal with it and they've done sort of tarot style layouts as well, and those work just fine. Those are great. But the most traditional is going to be that reaching in, grabbing the line, and throwing those runes to see where they land. Do they land face up or face down? And interpreting all of that information in addition to what the letters themselves mean. So it's a little chaotic and free form, which is kind of cool when it's done in that traditional way. And don't think you have to do it in a box. We had someone once here as a reader who felt they really had to do it in a box. The noise that makes when it is shaken was a little much. And everybody involved found that a bag worked really well too. Just a bag large enough you can reach your hand into. We've got some great ones here that have a round flat bottom. So there's lots of space in there for runes of any size you'd want to put in pretty much. You can absolutely make them the way these folks have made them. Do the acrylic pour and then go in and color where the engraving is. You can burn them into wood. You can write them onto pieces of wood. We have wood burned poplar here as well. You can find them carved into stones. And like these that I'm showing you today, they will also usually have been gone over where the carving took place with marker to make it show up better. They're all beautiful ways of having a rune set. You can even frankly do them on cards, and we in fact have the Norse goddess rune set as an oracle deck here at the shop right now. So there's lots of ways of creating them or buying them, and they're wonderful to use, and you're only having to memorize that alphabet. So there's a little less to memorize than tarot, and if it calls to you, if you love that angular structure of those letters, if that's an appealing visual, this is a good divination method to check out and try. For now, though, enjoy your day. Hopefully everything goes great for you. We're having fun here. This is Liz at Magus Books and Herbs in Minneapolis and at magusbooks.com. Myself and all the staff are wishing you all the best, and we really appreciate your watching, your liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all the magical things to the algorithms. But for now, blessed be.